Yo, this is how I made like $1,000 something on an eval on the S&P 500 and Nasdaq, and then how I made like $432, I think is what it was, on my live account, and then I hit break even for the rest. So basically a break even day for me. Um, but the eval, I got some profit, so we made progress. I made too much money yesterday, and I went over that in the trade recap from yesterday. But today, yeah, I mean, today we just we what we made a little bit of money, so we made some profit on the day. It's not that big of a deal. I need to figure out my copy trading because I'm using TradeSyncer, but it's not working. So I need to set that up because I have more evals that right now just aren't copy trading. Um, So, anyways, yeah, I got to figure all that out. Soon I'll be copy trading like 15 evals. So, and then one live account. Live account is in a live funded account, not my real live. I don't want to be risking my real money anymore. So, but today on my real live account, um, I'll I made $435.93. Um, So let's go over today's trade. So starting on the hourly time frame, we had a high time frame SMT um, on NQ. So Nasdaq had actually it had swept. It hadn't swept this high yet when the SMT was originally created. That's why it's not marked out like that. That was actually my first partial, um, but it had swept these two highs. Um, these two highs on ES hadn't been swept yet, so we had a high time frame bearish SMT. So I had this high, and ES had created a lower high, whereas Nasdaq had this high and created a higher high coming into market open. So we had a high time frame bearish SMT. Um, However, the session profile says that we were going to continue higher. So we had London accumulation, and then we had Asia accumulation, and then we kind of had London manipulation sweeping out all of this uh, Asia liquidity, creating a London low, and kind of already swept all the liquidity that Asia had made. And then these are just hourly lows. So we had London low that swept out Asia liquidity on both indexes, and then we saw obvious reaction, bullish pressure up during London session, and so I wanted to see New York continue that. And actually, my bias is playing out a lot better right now. As you can kind of see, my take profit, my original take profit's about to get hit. It looks like, um, but so I wanted to see a continuation. Usually, I'd want to see a sweep of high time frame liquidity before I look for continuation, and we didn't quite get that, but we created a 5 minute SMT from pre-market and like market open lows. So it was, I guess, in that sense a little bit risky of a trade, but I waited for continued confirmation that we're going higher. We just now got that official sweep of these hourly lows, creating a high time frame bullish SMT. As you can see, that's technically what I should have waited for, but um, because the 5 minute SMT, I was okay with getting in early, I guess. And then once we invalidated bearish structure on the 1 minute and 5 minute, then I was looking for longs. And with that much confluence that we were going higher, I was okay with entering, and then just moved my stops to break even after the first TP. And yeah, my take profit is about to get hit. Um, so let's go over the 5 minutes. So obviously we had the bullish SMT off of these market open lows. So we had 930 to 950 where ES had the lower low, and then 930 to 950 where NQ had the higher low, creating a low time frame SMT. And so I just wanted to see us retest 5 minute structure and then taking the trade on the leading index, which in this case was NASDAQ. So we filled this 5 minute fair value gap on, it can be marked out like this now, a 5 minute fair value gap on NASDAQ, and then we also filled 5 minute equilibrium. Oh shoot, no we didn't, sorry. We filled 5 minute, sorry. We filled 5 minute equilibrium on ES. So those two confluences, the 5 minute fair value gap on NQ plus the 5 minute equilibrium on ES, that was bullish confirmation for me. So I'm tweaking. That was bullish confirmation for me to look for longs. This is where this is marked out, bro. To look for longs, and I wanted to wait for us to close back above, bro. I wanted to wait for us to close back above equilibrium before I entered, because we came so deep into equilibrium on ES that I wanted to see us close above, then therefore bearish equilibrium. So that's what this is. And so it was either going to be this 1 minute inverse on ES or 1 minute break of structure or closing above equilibrium. We inversed the 1 minute gap on ES at the same time that we inversed the 1 minute gap on NASDAQ, which was at 957. I entered off of that knowing that equilibrium was so close, and I wanted to see this 1 minute break of structure before I entered on my live account. So I entered the funded right here, and then the live account 1 minute later right here. And then I just had take profits at the hourly draws. What's up, Hutch? I'm making a journal for my trade today. Sorry, talking for like 2 seconds. Then I took take profit at the hourly highs and set move stops to break even for one take profit, and then the rest stopped out at break even. But it looks like my original bias of this high is probably going to play out today. But it looks like NQ and ES wanted to sweep the high time frame liquidity of the hourly low. So yeah, easy quick little win today, but not too much. So ultimately break even.